What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex here watching the Ragin Nation show. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things that matter to me in the world of movies. We got a couple of things to talk about, and the first thing we're going to talk about is Jurassic World. Jurassic World is the fourth installment in the Jurassic Park franchise, and they're currently filming on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. It's a beautiful island. I was actually vacationing there 2 weeks ago. If you want to check out my vacation videos from Kauai, you can check it out on youtube.com/DarthSamurai, all one word, and you can see some really cool GoPro videos there. But I'm not here to talk about that. What I'm here to talk about is the music of Jurassic World, and this time around it's not going to be composed by John Williams. John Williams, of course, composed the score for Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and he also contributed the original theme of Jurassic Park to Jurassic Park 3. But Don Davis was actually the main composer for Jurassic Park 3's score. And this time around is going to be composed by Michael Giacchino. And the work that I recognize Michael Giacchino's his work from most recently is Star Trek, and I thought that was really well done. It was a great score, and this time around he will be composing the score for Jurassic World. Now I'm just, I don't want to say that I'm disappointed, but I was hoping that John Williams would come back to compose the soundtrack for, or rather the score for Jurassic World. Maybe he might contribute the theme, the original theme of Jurassic Park, just to throw it in there, or maybe a version of itself. But Michael Giacchino is composing the main score, at least. So that's what I want to talk about with regards to Jurassic World. I was about to say Jurassic Park. But anyways, moving on, let's talk about a remake that is happening, and that is Kickboxer. You guys remember Kickboxer, 1989 movie starring Jean-Claude Van Damme? Well, I don't know why, but they're bringing back a lot of 80s films to be remade, and it looks like Kickboxer is going to be receiving the remake treatment. And this time around, they already got their talent, and it's a pretty promising list of talent we got there. We have Alain Mousy, who's a stuntman who worked on X-Men: Days of Future Past recently. We also have George St. Pierre, who was recently seen as Batroc, the mercenary who in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and he did a fantastic job. And then we also have a wrestler turned actor, Dave Bautista, which we're gonna see in Guardians of the Galaxy. And right away, you already can see that these are three physically abled fighters. Not really actors; they're more combatants. They're fighters. They're physically able. They can do stunts. They can handle all the physical aspects of what their role would require. With George St. Pierre being a really established martial artist, so that's looking quite promising. It's been a while since we've seen a full-on martial arts movie. That's just really about fighting, which also includes the talent of actual martial artists. So a Kickboxer remake could prove better than the original. Well, anyways, there's no announcement on when it's coming out, but it is happening, and those three guys are your main talent so far. Now, finally, the last thing I want to talk about is Batman vs. Superman, also known as Man of Steel 2, and there are a lot of players in this movie. I mean, we got Wonder Woman, we got Batman, they're putting Cyborg in this movie, possibly putting Nightwing, maybe Lex Luthor's in it. There are just a lot of characters in this movie, and, with Batman, he's got to find a way to, to get around, and, Zack Snyder decided to give us a little tease, and decided to show us a little bit of the Batmobile. And of course, the Batmobile is going to be different from the Tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy because it's in two different universes. The tone of these two films is very much the same, but because Christopher Nolan's a producer for at least a Man of Steel film, but it's two completely different universes, all right? So the Tumbler does not exist. Instead, they got the Batmobile. Now let's take a look at this photo, and it's covered up, all right? But from what I can tell, it's looking kind of like I would say a cross between the Tumbler and the Batmobile from Batman Forever. Now, I wasn't really a big fan of the Batmobile in Batman Forever. I mean, it looked like a cartoon thingy, cartoon vehicle, which worked because Batman Forever was very much a cartoony movie. But looking at this right here in this photo, it's looking kind of I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to really describe what we're looking at. I mean, it's got the two big tumbler wheels in the back, and it looks like that the back is wide, and then it gets more narrow as you approach the front. So it really gives me that Batmobile from Batman Forever's kind of vibe there. But anyways, the reveal's going to be coming out shortly. Zack Snyder's going to show it to us, hopefully tomorrow, maybe a little bit later, but he will be revealing that to us very soon. Anyways, based on this photo, what do you guys think of the new Batmobile? I'm going to ask you the same question when he actually does the reveal, but, the Batmobile does play a huge part in Batman's life. He has to get around, right? So there you have it. That's all I got to say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, so follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Where he has to meet with the English, the English president, or the English president. Do they have presidents?